Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sonic Spectrum. I'm Chris, and today we're diving into something a little different from my usual lineup of live mics, PA speakers, and mixers. The folks at FIFINE reached out and asked if I'd like to check out and review their K688 XLR USB dynamic microphone, and they were kind enough to send me one to review. Now, again, I don't normally review podcast-style mics, but I'm more of a live sound, stage gear kind of guy. But this one caught my attention because it's versatile. You can use it for voiceovers, interviews, video production, podcasts, gaming, or even casual streaming. So I thought, hey, let's take a stab at it and see if the FIFINE K688 what is it all about? And just so you know, I will be using this for the whole recording, obviously except the unboxing, which I'm using my Shure MV6 microphone, which I recently picked up as well. Let's take a look at what's inside the box. Instructions. Okay, pretty detailed. Nice foam protector. The microphone itself. Nice feels like metal here. Okay. Okay, looks good. And your cables. Okay, we got a USB to USB-C. And an adapter for your stand, microphone stand, or whatever you need. All right, first impressions. This thing actually feels solid. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, not toy-like either. The build is mostly metal, and it gives off that professional studio podcast vibe without screaming, "I spent my whole paycheck on a mic." It's got the clean finish and a compact barrel design. Kind of reminds me of a mini broadcast mic. On the bottom, you've got your USB-C, XLR, a headphone jack, and even a gain and mute right at the bottom. So it's very handy to make adjustments without having to dive into interfaces or your phone or anything like that. Let's run through some quick specs for my fellow audio nerds out there. It's got a dynamic microphone with a cardioid pickup pattern, so it focuses on your voice and reduces room noise. It also supports XLR and USB, which means you can use it directly with your computer, tablet, or phone, or plug it into an audio interface or mixer. Frequency response is 70 Hz to 15 kHz, so it's tuned for rich vocals with minimal boominess. And it's got a built-in shock mount and foam screen, which is great if you tend to bump your mic or say a lot of P's like podcast or pizza party. As for the price, this mic is pretty wallet friendly. At the time of this filming, it's going for about $80 to $90 US, which comes to around 110 to 120 Canadian. You can find it on Amazon and FIFINE's own website as well. So it's definitely positioned for a budget-friendly podcast mic, especially for those just starting out on podcasts or voiceover work, home studio setup. Now let's talk about what you're probably most curious about. How does it sound? Again, everything you're hearing right now in this video is straight from the K688 connected through USB-C to my iPhone. No fancy EQ, no post-processing, just straight mic to the phone. And honestly, for a USB mic at this price range, I'm impressed. The tone is warm, balanced, and doesn't have that harsh top end like the cheaper USB mics sometimes have. It's also surprisingly quiet in terms of background noise and hiss. You don't need to be that close to it, but the closer you are, obviously the warmer it's going to be. Okay guys, let's see how it does on the P's. Okay, here we go. Because that's important, right? We have a windscreen, foam windscreen, but if you're getting close up to it, we don't want to hear those pops. Pickle pepper, pickle pepper, pickle pepper, pickle pepper, pickle pepper. So let's just see exactly what is metal and what is plastic. Okay, I'm going to take the windscreen off, starting with the top part. Metal, plastic, and the ring, metal. So it is a combination of metal and plastic. Given the price point, completely understand why they went that direction, but part of this review is showing you what's going on with this mic, and I thought it would be worth mentioning that as well. No microphone is perfect, so if I had to pick something to nitpick about this microphone, and this is just a personal preference of mine, I'm not a very big fan of this metal ring. I mean, some people like it, that's fine, but as you can see, I just like the clean look. For example, this one. So fine, if you guys are listening, maybe make a version without this ring on it. Again, nitpicking, otherwise is a great product. And I think it offers a lot for the money. But yeah, just aesthetic, right? Okay, we're going to do a volume test on the back. I have my hand on the volume, and we're going to see how it does from virtually off all the way to full blast, just so you could see what the volume range is on this microphone. Here we go. We are off. Now we're turning it up. Now we're turning it up. We're probably about halfway now. We're almost full blast, and we are full volume. Full volume. Going back down. Full volume. Oh, we are lowering. It's also worth noting that there is a touch mute button at the bottom of the microphone. And we're unmuted right there. In comparison, the Shure MV6 actually put it on top. I actually had to cover it because I don't like the green. But if you're adjusting the microphone, it's easy to touch, where at least this one, they put it at the bottom. So here I am about 3 to 4 inches from the microphone. I'm going to move from one side to the other so we can see what it sounds like if I were to speak off axis. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing. Just another observation on the FIFINE. I actually like the feel of this windscreen. I know windscreens aren't meant to be touched, but just an observation in comparison to the Shure's, which feels a little more coarse and sandpaper-like. This one feels very smooth, almost like petting a cat. That's a weird way to describe it, but very soft. So here's the big question. Is the FIFINE K688 worth it? Honestly, for $100? Yeah, absolutely. It's solidly built, versatile, and sounds really good for podcasting, voiceovers, or even live streaming. As for long-term reliability at this point, I can't say for sure, to be honest. But if you want something that looks pro, feels premium, and doesn't destroy your budget, it's a no-brainer. Would I use this on stage for live vocals? Probably not. That's not what this microphone was built for. But for content creators, podcasts, or anyone just wanting clean voice sound without spending $300+, this thing punches way above its price tag. Those who have followed my channel know I just recently picked up the Shure MV6 gaming USB microphone to use for my videos on YouTube. It has been fantastic. I'm a big Shure fan, but I have to say, the FIFINE microphone that was sent to me is impressive for the money. I mean, it's less than half of this one. So for a brand that's not like Shure or Mackie, JBL, kind of thing like that, I'm impressed, I have to say. If you're on a budget and you want something better than your cell phone's audio, you can't go wrong with this one. I think it's worth considering. All right, that's my take on the FIFINE K688 dynamic microphone. If you're curious about how it stacks up against other USB mics, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll line up a few comparisons if I have the opportunity, of course. And if you're new here, I usually review live gear like PA speakers, mics, mixers, and I'm always open to exploring that stuff, and it helps musicians, creators, sound pros get better results. If that sounds like your thing, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm Chris from the Sonic Spectrum. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.